All right, everybody, what's up? So what you're seeing here, if you're familiar with the channel, you'll know this is my 2012 Kawasaki Versus 650 I've had for a few years. And I've got it back out to get ready to ride this spring. I put the larger front tire on it that brings it up to a 19-inch wheel, basically. The same feel. I've done a bunch of cool little mods to this. I really enjoy this bike now that I've got it set up to where it really feels like an adventure bike. But this is the closest to a street bike I own. And the Versus in stock form, with the stock tires especially, is truly just a street bike. But that Versus, that versatile system, allows this bike to be set up a few different ways, which is cool. And it's the closest thing I have to a true street bike in its current form. So I'm going to put something cool on it. And guys, this is something that I'm not familiar with at all yet. This is a dash cam by Blueskysea, and this is one of the nicer ones out there, just from doing some brief research. I'm not an expert on these yet. I've never really looked into them. I've never really thought about the need for a dash cam on a motorcycle. But then once I started researching all the things this thing can do, I became pretty interested in it. I think could be something really cool to have, especially for adventure trips that I plan on doing on that thing. So let's pop this box open and see what all's in here. Alright guys, first of all, huge thanks to Blueskysea for sending this over to me. This is the A12 model, and they did send this over, but they have not compensated me in any way, so my views on this are going to be completely my own. Right off the bat, I see they included a 32 gig SD card. That's cool. A lot of companies do not include cards with their electronics. Right off the top, I see the display screen. Plugs. Pretty decent sized screen, but the first thing I notice is it looks like it's going to be some kind of magnetic mount or something, which would be super cool. So, for scale, there's a regular size computer mouse. You can kind of see what size the screen is. I think it's going to be big enough. It's IP67 waterproof, which is really all you need. The buttons feel like they work good. Feels pretty durable and sturdy. Let's see what else is in the box. This looks like a remote. Looks like you can take a photo or record sound, maybe lock and unlock, and that's got a Velcro mount. Interesting. So I'm assuming these are color coded for easy install. Looks like we've got some mounting options, a bunch of wiring, a few fuses. That's the camera right there, guys. We'll go over that in a minute as far as specs. There's the other camera. And it looks like they make it real easy to install this, because like green to green, blue to blue, red to USB. So here's all your extension wires, so you can put the cameras or whatever wherever you want on your bike. This looks like your GPS receiver. Got a bunch of zip ties in there, some adhesive mounts, a couple looks like bar mounts. So we should really have options. So, alright guys, the more I read about this camera system, the more excited I am. This is the $170 model. It is available on Amazon, the Blueskysea A12. So it's two cameras. Both of them record at 1080/30, and apparently the monitor has a few different modes. You can show the front camera, show the rear camera, or show both at the same time. So like I said, IP67 waterproof. It's got continuous and loop recording. But instead of me telling you about all these specs, let's just go ahead and get this thing wired up and get it working, and then I'll go through some of the modes and specs with you. After glancing over them, I'm super excited. Apparently it's got a G sensor, so it'll automatically save and lock footage when there's a shake or a collision. You can manually do it. You can use the GPS module to display your speed and all that. So pretty cool. I'm gonna start getting this thing installed on the Versys and let you know when it's done. We'll go over it. And I'll be honest, when these guys contacted me, I was kind of thinking, what? Like, I never thought about needing a dash cam for a motorcycle. But I said, yeah, send it on over. I'll try it out. They sent it over. I've been running this thing, and now I'm kind of like low-key addicted to it when I'm riding the Versys, guys. It's a pretty sweet setup. You can see right here, it's looking at the front camera, which I have mounted right here. A little dot indicates the upright position. But I also have one back here above the license plate. I can be riding this thing, and this is probably my favorite thing about it, is I don't have to turn my head around. I can just run any of these different views. Here's the rear and the front side by side. There's the rear by itself. There's the front by itself. You can do picture in picture. And it's pretty nice just to be able to glance your eyes down, not even have to move your head to see what's behind you. So, pretty cool, but that's only the beginning of what you can do with this thing. It's got a 3-inch IPS explosion-proof screen. It's a 1080 CMOS sensor, which is like 6G night vision. So I've got it set up on loop recording just because it makes the most sense, but it's also got motion detection and parking monitor. It also has GPS built in, which means it can display your speed, latitude, longitude. It comes with this remote up here, and this basically lets you go into audio recording, lock and capture mode, and I have mine right there on top of my master cylinder. It's pretty easy to access. Just starting to run out of handlebar space here, but I love it. It looks really cool. You have a couple different options when you're going to power this thing. You can wire it straight to the battery or to a switched power. For me, because I didn't know at the time if I was going to like it, which was a big mistake in hindsight because I love it now, I just went ahead and ran the supplied USB power cable over to my USB power adapter from the battery. So it works good like that. I just have to remember when I get off the bike to unplug this, or it is going to draw and kill the battery. But I have this charger here for my phone anyway, so I always had to unplug it, so it's not a big deal. So installation was a breeze. The wires that come on here are actually really good, thick quality. So basically, I just had to widen a hole that was already here anyway, and ran a wire all the way this way for the rear, and spent some time running wires up here and tying them down for all the other connections. The connections are actually really good. They pop in, screw together, and then tighten so they're waterproof. They're actually really good quality. Alright guys, we're going to take a quick ride so I can show you what this Blueskysea A12 looks like while you're on board. I prefer, see, I've got it set up to when it turns on, it automatically starts looping. I like to see what's behind me with a picture-in-picture of in front of me. Very clear, bright picture. Screen is plenty bright enough. I can see what I'm looking at with just a glance. There's no squinting, no putting my head down here. I can see it. This is another spot I found this useful, guys. I'm sitting here at a stoplight, and you never know when a car's not paying attention at a stoplight. And I can just sit here and just glance at that screen every few seconds and know if somebody's coming up on me too fast. I also like how they made the buttons big enough that I can push the buttons while I'm riding with no issue. Huge shout out to Blueskysea for sending this over. You guys took a product I didn't even know I needed, didn't even know was as cool as it is, put it in my hands, and it made me a believer. So guys, if you're interested in one of these or just seeing what they're capable of, I'm going to put some links down below. Check them out and support these guys for supporting our channel. See you in the next one.